Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this video I'm going to show you the best possible way to start your new raid account, because the best way to start is to use a creator promo link. It gives you a bunch of champions you really wanted, and I have collected 21 different promo links from various creators into this video, in the description down below, so that you can choose just the right one for you. First, thank you Raid Shadow Lessons for sponsoring this video and for giving me this wonderful promo link that you can see in the QR code and find also down below in the description. We'll see how it fares in the comparison. So, promo links. When you start a new Raid account, you really want to start it with a promo link that you will click in order to download Raid, and then start with that. And once you are already in your Raid account, then you also want to use a promo code. I'll also show you the promo codes later, but promo link is something you have to do before you actually create the account, and it's super important. Arium recommends using the promo links on PC. They should also work on mobile, but there are sometimes issues on mobile. You must log out of all accounts on your Plarium Play before you click the link, and then make a new account. And from there, after the tutorial, you should get the first champion, and typically you get the following champions as you progress through the game. And I scoured YouTube for raid content creators and for ones who had promo links on their videos. And I was able to find 21 links, and on those 21 links there are 18 different champions that are available. There are some other champions also available from promo links. For example, Hell Hades has this promo link generator, but it only gives you 2 champions to start with. And these codes typically give you 4, and those champions that are not in this list typically also are not quite as strong as these ones, at least the top half of this list. So those are rather irrelevant. But you can of course check out those promo link generators if you want to see everything that there is to offer. But these are the main champions that are currently available from promo links in different configurations. And I've also added their grade in Hell Hades and their grade on Ayumi Love, so the 2 top tier list sites for raid, and then I have counted the average and then sorted them by the average. So Deacon Armstrong is the strongest champion that you can currently gain from a promo link. So I would really value very highly if the promo link I use would have Deacon Armstrong in it. After that, there's Rector Drath and there's Uugo, who are also very strong. Right now though, Rector Drath is also available as the paid reward for the Apprentice Pass, which is really good if you plan to spend any money on the game. People have been asking me about the link with Deacon Armstrong and Rector Drath, both of them people who want to go fully free to play, and unfortunately such a link does not exist. There's not a single link that gives you both Deacon and Rector. There are links that give you Deacon and Uugo, there are links that give you Rector and Uugo, but nothing gives both of those. Then there's Tayrel, there's Tagoar, Vergis, Zagala, then Light Sworn, Mausoleum Mage, Karato, and then we start to get the weaker and weaker champions, but Fane, Anax, Elenariel, Basilos Ranas, Lady Annabelle Narma, Lady Quillen, and Raf Matab all make appearances in current creator promo links. So first I'm going to give you my top 5 links that I would use myself, and then after that take a little bit of a look based on champions on what sort of links are available, and they're all down below in the description. So I actually think my own link is currently the strongest one, at least according to the numbers it is. So Deacon Armstrong right at the start, then Uugo, Tagoar, Mausoleum Mage. Just a wonderful complete support package. This offers you such a great, you have speed lead, you have speed, you have turn meter control, you have block buffs, you have block debuffs, you have shields, you have decreased defense, you have like everything. You have all the utility that you can dream of. There is also a different variant of this link. My old link didn't have Mausoleum Mage, it had Zagala instead. If we just look at the numbers, like just make an average of all the ratings and then sort by them, then actually that link with Zagala is the strongest promo link in the world. But I still kind of prefer the one with Mausoleum Mage. As you can see, there's a bit of leeway also depending on the roles. Zagala is not a bad DP as such, but then your kit overall, the support kit, is going to be lacking a little bit without that Mausoleum Mage. The second best link I think comes from Boilon. Boilon also has Uugo, Tagoar and Deacon, although Deacon comes very late. And the first champion they're going to get from Boilon's link is Karato. Karato is a DPS, it's a damage dealer. I actually think Zagala might even be a little bit better, but that's debatable. Either way, Karato is not really a campaign farmer, so you'd still use your starter champion for campaign farming, so you don't really get much value out of that Karato, at least for quite some time. So That's why I don't like this link quite as much. But it has Deacon, which is the best champion. It has Uugo, which is the shared second best champion. And remember, there was no link that had these together with the Rector. And then it also has Tagoar, which is phenomenal. So this does have some of these bases covered, just like my link does. I think the third best link is from MXPJE. So this one actually has 5 champions. So this is 1 champion more, but this is missing Deacon. So the best champion is missing. And is it giving you enough in return? Well, it does have Uugo, Tagoar, Rector Drath, Mausoleum Mage. So it has some pretty sweet things. And then it has that Karato, which is a little bit weaker DPS. So overall, I would still rather take Deacon plus Uugo, Tagoar, Mausoleum Mage than trade Deacon for Drath and Karato. I just wouldn't make that trade myself. I think having Deacon is superior to having those two. Even more so if you intend to spend any money on the game because you really want to buy that Apprentice Pass for a really good start, and that Apprentice Pass already gives you the Rector Drath. If you go to the official raid Discord server, then many people there are going to tell you that this is the best link ever. This is the pinned comment link there. It's from MXPJE. It's a pretty old link, but it has, well, it has Rector Drath and it has Uugo. So it has 2 of those 3 good champions. It has Tagoar, that's excellent. It has Elenaril. Elenaril is not a great DPS. Elenaril is super niche. Elenaril will have a role though, because Elenaril has good single target HP burn. So every 3rd month in Doom Tower, Frost Spider, Elenaril is a wonderful champion for that. And that's pretty much what you're going to do with Elenaril. So there are other ways. I mean, you can beat that with other HP burn champions. They just need a little bit more accuracy, but it's definitely doable. I have done it myself. So yeah, but it does have some good champions, and Elenaril has a niche role, even though it's not an all-purpose DPS. But also, again, it's missing Deacon, and that Drath is available from the paid Apprentice Pass. As a 5th link, I would highlight Volkin's link with Vergis, Anax, Tagoar, and Deacon. So this one has Deacon. Deacon is the best champion, but it's missing both Uugo and Rector Drath. And especially once you get into Hydra, then you would really love to have that Uugo. Not having the Uugo is such a bummer right there. Of course, you have Tagoar. Tagoar is sweet early on. Vergis has some good protection things going. And then you have Anax. And Anax is pretty one-dimensional DPS, quite fragile. I actually don't like Anax too much. Although the idea here with this link was to use Anax against the clan boss. So you can do that. I just don't like it that much, and then you're a little bit short of support when it comes to Hydra, because you don't have that Uugo. Then let's examine our pool of 21 links a little bit based on champion. So links with Deacon, and there are 6 links here that have Deacon in them. 2 of them are mine. There's Deacon, Uugo, Tagoar, Mausoleum Mage, Deacon, Uugo, Tagoar, Zagala. Then there's Boilon's, Karato, Uugo, Tagoar, and Deacon. And that Volkin's, Vergis, Anax, Tagoar, and Deacon. Volkin also has another link with Deacon that has Mausoleum Mage, Tagoar, Lightsworn, and Deacon. Also pretty interesting package, and also lacking that Uugo. And then Cat also has a Deacon link with Karato, Uugo, Lady Annabelle, and Deacon. And there are 2 links with Rector Drath, and note, no link has both Rector Drath and Deacon. So there's MXPJE's Karato, Uugo, Rector Drath, Tagoar, and Mausoleum Mage, and there's MXPJE's Elenaril, Uugo, Tagoar, and Rector Drath. Whereas links with Uugo are actually really plentiful, because Uugo already appeared in some links with Deacon, with Rector, and Uugo also appears in all of these links. So yeah, that's quite a lot of different combinations. Deity has Elenaril, Vergis, Tagoar, Uugo. These are roughly in order of strength, so at least the way I rated them, so that Deity is Elenaril, Vergis, Tagoar, Uugo would be the strongest of these. Obviously, missing both Deacon and Rector Drath, that's not great, but Tagoar is still good. It's out there. I do like Vergis a lot. Elenaril, well, niche, but at least she has a set niche. Then came MXPJE's Ruana's, Uugo, Tagoar, Mausoleum Mage, because Elenaril, Uugo, Lightsworn, and Tagoar are also merchants, Karato, Uugo, Fane, and Tagoar. I don't really like these Fane links. Fane can deal a lot of damage, but Fane is super fragile. So typically you would see Fane in like some kind of unkillable teams, for example, and you're not going to be building unkillable teams for a very long time, so then your Fane is just going to die. And that's a very common problem because there's quite a few links that would otherwise be pretty interesting to me, but then they have that Feign. But obviously, if you don't mind, if you think that's totally fine, then there's a whole bunch of these Feign links available. Then the fourth best champion currently available from these promo links is Tayrel. I haven't really talked about it a lot because, well, there's only one link with Tayrel, and that link is Fastidious's Elenaril, Tagoar, Tayrel, and Feign. And there's a whole bunch of things that I don't really enjoy about this link, but if you're into Feign, if you're into Tayrel, then this is also an option. One more highlight, links with Vergis, because I do like Vergis a lot. Vergis is a really fun protector and really hard to kill. Vergis just keeps staying alive, especially when booged. So Volkin had that Vergis Anax Tagoar Deacon, we already saw that before. DD has Elenaril, Vergis, Tagoar, Uugo, we saw that with the Uugo list. And then there's Debo Dragons, Karato, Feign, Uugo, and Vergis, and Krabby has Elenaril, Lightsworn, Vergis, and Tagoar. So those are all the combinations that come with Vergis. So that's a bit of a look into the links. You can find all of the links down below in the description. And after you have created your account with a link, you can also use a promo code. You can only use one new player promo code. They are for new players only, one per account. You must use it within 72 hours of downloading the game. You use it through promo codes in the client on the left on PC and Android, and on iOS you have to log into the Plarium website and you have to know your user ID for that. The promo codes themselves, they are all case insensitive, by the way. Capital letters, small letters, doesn't matter at all. There are currently 24 new player promo codes that are available. I made a video about them a couple of days ago. You can find it on this channel. And I recommend that you pick one of the legendary ones. Sure, epic ones are easier to upgrade than legendary ones, so epics do have upsides. But the legendary pool right now has at least 4, maybe even 5. Maybe even 6. Okay, the legendary pool has quite a few characters that are just so good that you don't want to pick an epic over these. And these are roughly in my order of preference. Demonslayer for Tholin Foulbeard, great DPS. Desert Queen for Tuhanark, Void legendary, by the way, really hard to get, great support. Monkey King for Sun Wukong, especially for arena PvP. PvP, great DPS. UD King for Ultimate Death Knight, a fantastic support that just keeps your team alive, keeps tanking for them. Get Alice for Alice the Wanderer. Another pretty interesting DPS, a little bit weaker than Tholin and Sun Wukong though, but has these cooldown increases, so can be painful. And then maybe a little bit weaker ones, the Treehugger, Goldwing, and mid-game top. Although Greenwood and Ruaka and Leminis the Goldwing are characters that I like a lot, but they're maybe just that weaker in power. So that's a lot to think about. More choices are not always good, because especially when you're starting a new game and you're trying to get into it, and then you're presented with lots of choices that will affect your account for a long time. That's not particularly great, but I have at least tried to remedy this a little bit by giving my ranking of the best links alongside the grades that the 2 top tier sites have given these characters, so that you have something to base your decision on. And then start with a promo link, add a promo code, and boom, you have a pretty good starter team to get started with Raid Shadow Legends. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members, and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.